So the price paid out of Sunday was pretty high. It adds to a glum setup for the Swans, who have now lost a couple on the trot, but there was no denying the sheer joy being felt in the St Kilda community for a win that had been a long time coming.
There's all little moments. Everyone played their part. We hung in, and sometimes you just take your moments.
Gives to Filippo. He goes for goal. He has kicked a cracking goal, and the Saints are still in this.
The combination of their senior players standing up and the kids was what excited St Kilda fans.
On to Filippo. He's a slamming left footer. He finds the target. Sharman runs into an open goal. St Kilda are within 3 points.
They're throwing the gauntlet down to this Swans team. St Kilda fans are raising the roof. Spills out to Higgins, snaps the goal. He's third and St Kilda in front.
Conversion, as Lee Matthews said, is probably the most important stat in AFL footy, which is probably going to be the case always.
Tom Papley to put Sydney back in front. He misses everything, and the pressure is getting to Sydney in a significant way.
It was far from perfect, but it's a game of interest.
Marshall might have done it himself. Oh, the most horrendous of bounces. It stays in play. Out they come.
Around everywhere, the Swans. Heaney has a lead on, and it's McDonald again. And what about the moment here for Logan McDonald? This one's online. Has it got the distance? It's left.
He has missed it.
Missed it. He's hooked it to the left. Deja vu.
It's a big St Kilda win. They've held on. They come from 30 down to win a classic. And Sydney slip up for the second straight week.
But how much are the alarm bells ringing given the circumstances of these last 2 games for you guys?
Alarm bells is a bit drastic.
They're being picked apart. The challenge now goes back to John Longmire. What have you got in your kit bag that's different for the back half of the year? Because I guarantee you'll have something.
We've had a pretty reasonable season. It's hard to play at that level for a long time. We had such a good start, but now it's about making sure that you continue to do what we know works.
They were awesome today. And they've been under a lot of heat as a football club, but I tell you what, you have to give them a lot of credit for that fight and that design.
Our persistence and perseverance, yeah, there's a bit to build on. They deserve the reward.
It wasn't billed as a blockbuster, but by hell it delivered. An uprising in the third quarter, and then that last quarter, which was captured perfectly in half a dozen moments.
Just listening to all the commentators and the crowd, that's footy. That was, the underdog getting up against the Ladaliers and getting up. It was the brand of football, I think, that would have pleased all St Kilda fans, because their moving of the ball, which has been discussed a lot this year, and Ross Lyon kept on saying, no, we're moving the ball okay. And we're going, oh, OK, the numbers suggest this, but we're not quite seeing what the numbers are saying. They got pretty good reward forward of the ball last night. They had so many players standing up at either end. They had Wilkie the old at one end, they had Filippo the young in the middle, and they had Liam Henry the new, who seemed to be touching every key play after half-time. Seemed to have a little bit of Liam Henry's magic in it. And he was, again, calm. How important are calm players in the crisis? And it was a terrific game of football, and they needed it, St Kilda.
They did.
They absolutely needed it. Filippo got dropped. His manager whinged about Ross Lyon. He gets dropped and he comes back in and has that sort of game. He'll be a really good player. He'll look back at this period and it could be to say, you know what, I learned so much. I learned so much in that second year, because you know what? I don't know if I was getting ahead of myself, or I don't know what I was doing. I'm only guessing here. But I got slapped down. You go and work yourself back into it and you come back in. No one gets gifted games, mate. You have to earn the right. And he rewarded Ross Lyon on the weekend.
Sydney, alarm bells a bit drastic.
I think that's a bit drastic.
Yeah, but it is, the wire-to-wire exercise is hard, and it is difficult to sustain the level that they have reached at various stages.
They kicked straight 2 weeks ago. They would have won. They kicked straight in the weekend. They would have won. Everyone looks at Logan McDonald, and you know what I liked about Logan McDonald? As soon as he took the mark on the weekend, he said, stop, I'm pointing to the goals, I'm taking the responsibility.
It looked for all the world like he would kick it, wouldn't
I thought, good on you, man. And then he missed it. Bad luck. But next time you do it, have another crack. Tom Papley, more experienced, he missed 2 complete misses in the last quarter. 2. So if we're going to look at Logan McDonald and say, poor kid, hey, Tom Papley, you're the experienced one. All you have to do is get one of those goals. May have changed the course of the game. I'm not panicking about Sydney. I'm not. You said wire to wire. God, man. Teams find it tough to win 2-3 in a row.
Yeah.
What did they win? 13?
They put their 10 together.
10?
Yep.
Oh, I think they'll be fine.
And they've got, on the runway, they've got Mills and Parker to come, so that's the little bit that can come back into their mix and see what they're going to be.
Mills is an interesting one, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like, he hasn't played. He'll come back in. He's captain. He's captain for a reason. They didn't strip him of the captaincy. So they've got a little bit of tinkering to do.
They do. The other highly fancied got done as well. That was Carlton from a commanding position. That was flat out weird on Saturday night.
That was another great game.
When did that change? Like, it's just set up so well. And you go, I like maybe Carlton were thinking that, yep, that's safe. That's all looked after. And then you go, wow, we'd nearly given up on the Giants being able to produce that.
Yeah.
And they roused it just at the moment when it was teetering.
Well, they needed it. They absolutely needed it, like St Kilda. It's really interesting to be in, but you'll have to be in both camps just for half a day and see how they assess what happened. I mean, I prefer to be in the Carlton camp. So, Rob, what happened? When you get 39 points up in a game of footy, what happened? They'll say, no, we're professional all the way. We'll treat everything on its merits. Do you? Did you? Or did you think 39, I might run over there. You know that great footage of Joey Montagna showed us last Wednesday night about Collingwood players running forward? Did Carlton players start running forward? Did Carlton players saying, oh, we've got this. We're 39 points up. We're doing this on the bit. They've achieved nothing yet, this Carlton team, Gerard. Absolutely nothing.
So that was the note of concern for you?
Oh, it was. And you would have read it, the talk about they've got some great players. They've got some good players. Great players win premierships. Truly great players win multiple premierships. Right? They've done nothing, this mob, and I think this is a reminder for Michael Voss and the players. Vossy doesn't need to be told anything. Actually, I apologise, I shouldn't have said that. The players, they get a reminder to say, hey, the red carpet's not just laid out for you every week for you to turn up and say, we're more talented, we'll do it. Because it's a mind game. So what happened? They thought they had it over. They probably thought they had it over the line. And guess what? The Giants said, no, we're in this. So they flipped it. Lost momentum. Giants were running on top of the ground, mate.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to get a smack in the mouth in this
handball game. Man, it was incredible win.
Yes. I actually liked the way Carlton finished off, because at one stage you're going, they're going to go from 40 up to 40 down.
Yeah, it looked like it.
So
how can they switch it back on?
Oh, well, I felt like they just dug their way back into it.
Which is a good sign.
Which is a good sign.
How did they dig their way into it, though?
They just couldn't get the ball. It was so weird to go back and just see how drastically that game transferred. They didn't see the ball for 40 minutes.
It was the best round of footy, wasn't it, eh?
It was.
How many tips did you get?
Fewer than pass. Maybe 3. Maybe. If I was lucky.
Bring you back to the pack.